Welcome back to Pre-Algebra, Chapter 3, Section 6. In this book, solving multi-step inequalities. So we've been learning about Pac-Man and clapping our hands, and we're going to be doing more of that. Okay, so the inequalities are less than and greater than, and it's Pac-Man, and he wants to eat the one that's more. Okay? When we have an equation, we treat the inequality exactly like the equals, except for one rule. If you multiply and divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, you flip it. Turn up the radio, blast the stereo louder, and flip it. Flip it. I almost have a little too much fun doing that. Alright, so let's do it. Let's do one of these problems. So, why is x not alone? Because it has a plus 88 and a 10. Which one do we get rid of first? The one that is further away. So what's the opposite of this positive 88? Minus 88. What I do to one side, I do to the other. I bring down what I didn't mess with. Do I flip it? No, because I subtracted. I only flip it if I multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. Alright? So, leave it like it is, and 138 minus 88 is 50. Now I ask myself again, why is x not alone? It's being multiplied by 10. So what's the opposite? Divide by 10. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These cancel out. I bring down what I didn't mess with. Do I flip it? No, because these 10s are positive. If they were negative, we would, but they're positive, it stays the same way. 50 divided by 10 is 5, so x is greater than 5. So if we were going to graph this, we'd use a different color. We would go to 5 and draw a donut because it's not or equal to. And x is the bigger side because Pac-Man wants to eat him. So we color the greater side. This is the greater side. This is the less side. And we can tell whichever way x is. Does Pac-Man want to eat him? You color this side. If Pac-Man doesn't want to eat him, you would color that side. Okay, let's try this one. Why is x not alone? Well, it's being divided by negative 4 and it has a minus 6. Which one do we do first? The one that's further away, the negative 6. So what's the opposite of minus 6? Plus 6. What we do to one side, we do to the other. What happens to these? We cancel them out. We bring down what we didn't mess with. Do we flip it? No, we added to both sides. No flip needed. No dancing required. And so negative 5 plus 6 is 1. Now, why is x not alone? It's being divided by negative 4. What's the opposite? Multiply times negative 4. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These cancel out. Bring down what I didn't mess with. Do I flip it? Yes! Flip it! Flip it! Alright, that was fun. We're flipping it because we multiplied both sides by a negative number. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. So now I can graph it. Okay, do I put a dot or a donut? I'm going to put a dot because it includes it. I go to negative 4 and draw a dot. Pac-Man does not want to eat x, so I color the less than side. If Pac-Man wants to eat him, I color the greater than side. Alright, let's try another one. Y'all are doing great because I just feel like you're with me. Alright, why is x not alone? Because of the 4 and the 45. Which one are we getting rid of first? The 45 because it's further away. What's the opposite of this positive 45? Minus 45. What did I do to one? Back up. Look at the problem before you get to going. I overlooked that x. Our question is not why is x not alone. What's our question? Why is it ugly? And why is it ugly? It's got 2 x's. So first, what do? Gather up our terms, stowing away the time. All right, we're ready to go. So I need to move the little number of x's to the big number. So what's the opposite of this plus 4x? Minus 4x. What I do to one side, I do to the other. What happens to those? They cancel out. What do I bring down? What I didn't mess with. So 45, do I flip it? No, I subtracted both sides by 4x. I did not multiply and divide. 9x minus 4x is 5x. Why is x not alone? It's being multiplied by 5. What's the opposite? Divide by 5. What I do to one side, I do to the other. These cancel out, and I bring down what I didn't mess with, the x. Do I flip the inequality? No, I divided by a positive number, not a negative one. The rule is you only flip it and dance and get to clap if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. Not add or subtract, multiply or divide, and it has to be negative. So, it goes that way. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Pac-Man wants to eat x, so 0, 9, negative 9. We put a donut, because it's not or equal to it, 9, and x is being eaten, so that means it's greater. Pac-Man always wants to eat whatever's greater, and that's our graph. That was not terrible, was it? And that is chapter 3. I think you're going to do great on it. All right, math is fun. See you next time for chapter 4.